is a Bramble Jam podcast.
It's Friday, August 28th, 2020, and you should take the day off. Hello.
Friday.
It's Friday. Gotta
take the day off on Friday.
When we're working for the weekend. Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Take the day. That works surprisingly well, and I'll be working on that in the future.
You will.
Little
rounds.
A little round.
We could go in rounds. Right now, we got to tell people to take the day off.
Ooh, I love that idea.
Your 3-day weekend starts right meow.
Right now.
3-day
Happy
weekend.
bow tie day, everybody. Happy bow tie day.
Thank goodness we've got that.
So take the day off.
Yeah.
Take the day off. Oh gosh. Another day comes by and I just cannot stop thinking about how thankful I am for Bramble Jam Plus.
Oh my gosh. Every day.
The time it has saved me.
I send Bramble Jam Plus a thank you note once a month.
I send it twice a month.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Man.
Because I'm a little bit better than you.
A little bit.
But you know what? I was talking to my kid and
Yeah.
he was telling me how much he loves Bramble Jam Plus, and so I recorded the audio. I'd like to play it right now.
Go for it.
Oh, hey, Dad. Yeah, it's me. I really love Bramble Jam Plus. I'm thankful for it. We were listening to like kids' tunes and like the Aladdin soundtrack. And thank God we don't got to do that anymore. We got Bramble Jam Plus. Boy, sun out.
Yeah. So you called me Dan. Your kid's 2.5, and if he had that good a subject-verb agreement, you need to get him into like an Ivy League school immediately.
You know what my
the
son can
Aladdin
do, really?
soundtrack is fire, and any other answer is not the correct answer. Are
it's
you
great.
kidding me?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's really good. No, I got nothing.
Got to eat to live. Got to steal to eat. Tell you more about it when I have the time.
Yeah.
Something about your kid. You're going to say.
Oh, he's really good at puzzles for his
Is
age.
he? Good.
So he might not be able to talk like
I
that,
love
but
it.
he can do a good puzzle.
I love it.
He can do a mad
Great
puzzle. You know how you do when you can compare your kid to other kids, and you're like, oh, my kid can do a puzzle.
Yeah.
Kids are great.
Right.
Hey, Bowtie Day is today, and we would love for you to celebrate by joining Bramble Jam Plus by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts and by taking the day off.
And if you think, look, Dan, Brandon,
Dan.
I can't take every day off work. Couldn't I just go to work and wear a bow tie? Yeah, you could. But the reality is that there's more to it than that. You got to find the right bow tie. Maybe you don't know how to tie a bow tie. Maybe you don't own a bow tie. These are things that you need to take into account before you decide to go to work. It's that simple. Take the day off and get it together.
Yeah, don't be a monster.
Come
Today's bow tie day, and I went to my mailbox yesterday getting all the mail. I had a box from Amazon
Okay.
that was filled to the
Really?
brim with bow ties.
Wow.
All different types, all different flavors. Now, I did not order this. I don't know who did, but one of those bow ties said on it, stitched, hand stitched, Dan knows the history.
It was
and then on the
hand-stitched.
other bow, it said history of bow tie day.
Really? That's what it said.
So
Well, it's right, but I'm worried about someone that took the time to hand stitch that
it
person.
might be the same person that kissed a Post-it note and put it on my door. I don't know, but things are getting
getting
weird
weird.
here.
It's getting
Things are getting
weird
weird
out
here.
there.
But you do know the history?
I actually do, yeah.
Interesting.
And everyone knows Mr. Peanut was a real person. And I he was.
Everyone knows.
Everyone knows that.
Mr. Peanut
Mr. Peanut.
was a real
Yeah.
person.
Based upon a real person. Yes. Joey
Based
Peanut.
upon.
Joey Nuts.
Is it Joey Peanut or Joey
It's
Nuts?
Joey Peanut. Later they called him Joey Nuts.
Okay.
Now, Joey Peanut of the Peanut family had the unfortunate life of looking like a peanut. His body did not have much definition. His neck was gigantic, and he couldn't grow any hair, and so he looked more like a tan-colored Grimace from McDonald's. With arms and legs, and he would get made fun of all the time. And his last name, unfortunately, was Peanut, and that's unfortunate. And so it'd be like, oh, Joey Peanut, Joey Nuts. And so Joey set off on an adventure to try to find ways to make him look less like a peanut. And so he found a belt that would somehow cinch his waist in to give him some definition. It was a cinch belt. And in the early 1900s, they had those belts. They're not really as much available anymore. But the other thing he did is that everyone was wearing neckties at the time, long neckties. But he got the same material that neckties were made out of, and he tied it really tight around his neck. I mean, his neck was gigantic, so it took almost 2 full ties. And he would tie it, and he would cinch it up till he almost couldn't breathe. And he would tie it, and he made a bow. And then people stopped calling him Joey Nuts. They were like, he doesn't even look like a peanut at all. Between that cinch belt and that giant tie that has shrunk his neck, he looks like a normal person. And then
Can I ask you this?
Yeah, go for it.
Did he wear a top hat per chance?
That's what I was getting to next. He realized he could elongate his figure and get rid of that grimace structure by adding some height to that bow tie and that cinch belt. And so what he did was he put the first top hat was too big. It was actually a 4-foot top hat, and it would fall
4 foot.
So he got a top hat.
Good Lord, where did he get that?
And what he did was his neck, it was so tight. The bow tie was so tight. He started to lose some of his vision.
I hate that.
And so he got a monocle.
He was only losing in one eye?
One eye, that's right.
Interesting.
And so he had the monocle, he had the bow tie, and so people stopped calling him Joey Nuts and started calling him Mr. Peanut. He looked like a distinguished gentleman, and he thought with all of his newfound wealth and fame, he would start National Bow Tie Day. Those are the facts.
Yeah, man. That is spot on. I would add this. A lot of people think that bow ties were created in France.
Yeah.
They were not.
Yeah, I didn't think that.
Croatia.
Joey Peanut.
Croatia is where they
Wow.
were created. The French military forces had seen the way that the Croatian soldiers tied their neckties in order to keep their collars of their shirts together during the 30-year war.
Wow.
So they saw it. They were inspired by it. And after that, tobacco magnate Pierre Lorillard
I love it when you have to read about history.
War one to the Tuxedo Club. And
what year was this?
This was during the war.
30 years war, tuxedo clubs. This sounds made up.
He had a very distinct like black and white fashion sense. It blossomed when people saw the old necktie, the bow tie, and it became a part of everyday fashion that guys would wear to look a little bit distinguished.
Wow.
And typically a bow tie is worn as an accessory to kind of show the neck off a little bit, to say, "Ooh,
that's why I don't wear them, because my neck's pretty fat."
Helping draw the eyes to the face and away from the shoulders and the chest. And that is how the bow tie was founded, and Bow Tie Day followed suit. Thank you. But yeah, we'll go with Mr. Peanut.
Yeah,
Mr. Peanut.
I'm
now it's very simple, everybody out there. If you want to celebrate Bow Tie Day, just wear a bow tie. And you
stay
might
home,
be
obviously.
thinking to yourself, I don't have a bow tie.
We've got you covered. If you're listening right now, look under your seat. There is a bow tie.
I would, yes, that. But also, you need to take the day off to go buy a bow tie.
Yeah.
So
it's not gonna fit.
mask up, go buy yourself a bow tie, and then go home, put that sucker on.
So you're telling people
take
to
the
go
day
out
off.
in a pandemic and buy a bow tie just to celebrate the day.
Okay, go out. Chances are you need groceries.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So
go to your local grocery store bow tie salesman.
Go to the local superstore,
Okay,
like a
superstore.
Walmart Mega.
And you get a both. A Walmart Mega.
You get both.
Get the
Good
Walmart Mega
Lord.
going.
I'm not a monster. I'm not telling people to risk
I'm
life.
very
and death.
interested in our question of the day, what our first impression was when we see
I have
someone with a bow
thoughts.
tie.
You have thoughts. We're going to get to that in just a second. But first, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on Take the Day Off. Button slip. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back.
You're really doing it.
I'm so hungry. Everything's
Dude,
just,
I'm so hungry,
I'm getting
too.
a little blurry.
I didn't have dinner last night. It's 5 a.m. I could go for dinner right
You
now.
didn't get dinner last night.
It's the only reason I'd be hungry at 5 a.m., right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I also didn't have dinner last night.
So what do you think when you see somebody with a bow tie? What's the first thing that comes to mind?
You know, I hate to say this because, a lot of people, I'm sure, wear bow ties that maybe listen to this podcast, so I don't want to offend them.
Yeah.
But my first thought is a judgmental thought, and I don't like that about myself.
What's the judgmental thought?
They think they're better than me.
Wow.
Yeah. I typically think that bow tie people are uppity ups. Unless you're like going to a big formal event. If you're wearing a bow tie on everyday life, you
Come on.
think you're better than me.
There are some people though,
And
that
you
are
probably are.
There are some people though that are bow tie people.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's their shtick is they always wear a bow tie. I knew one of those. He was the director of advancement at the school that I went to, and I had to wear a tie for game days for basketball. And the only time I ever worn a bow tie in my life was I forgot a tie and I was going to be in big trouble with my basketball coach. And I went to his office. He had a ton of ties. He let me borrow one. I didn't know how to tie it. It's the only time I ever worn a bow tie. But what do I think of is two things. I think of like a barbershop quartet.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the first thing with the hats, the straw hats and the bow ties. And then I think of my dad. My dad doesn't always wear a bow tie, but bow ties are very much a part of Southern culture. Yeah. And you're not really Southern.
I'm not Southern.
But my dad doesn't wear a bow tie.
I'm from Florida where we don't owe ties.
That's right. My dad doesn't wear a bow tie often, but he has a seersucker suit. And whenever he wears a seersucker suit, he also wears the bow tie. So during the summer, if he's preaching or if he has a wedding to go to, you'll occasionally see him in that getup. And that is a classic Southern getup. It was never passed down to me. And also, I've got my torso's kind of big up here, and the bow tie just makes me look giant, and I don't need that help.
You know, I have a big neck too. It's just kind of the way things are.
Yeah.
And when I find a shirt that is easy to button the top button, I feel like I just hit the jackpot. I'm
so
like,
unusual.
whoa!
Because if I find a shirt that's easy to button the top button,
It's usually
a pillowcase.
yeah.
It's billowing.
But if I can find a shirt that fits nicely and I can also
that's a 1 in a million.
forget about it.
1 in a million.
We did ask you guys yesterday what your first impression is when you see someone wearing a bow tie. We got a bunch of good answers, including this one from Aaron, who said just simply, and I'm going to try to say it like Aaron would, "Oh, you fancy."
Oh, you fancy.
Oh, you fancy.
Yeah.
That's exactly right, Aaron. They are fancy.
We did get Aaliyah says, is that Bill Nye? That's her first thought.
Bill Nye, yes.
Yeah.
Bill Nye's a bow tie boy.
Yeah.
He's always wearing the bow tie.
Hillary's accurate. In this day and age, it's hipster or old man. Those
Yeah.
are the two options for bow ties. There's a lot of people that say this like distinguishedly nerdy.
Michael said they're either a scientist or a Republican. They certainly can't be both. I would never say that. I'd never say that. But yeah, it is possible
That's a funny answer.
That's a funny answer.
Fiona says Doctor Who, classy. Sure. Are they from the South? Thaddeus Foster. Yes, you're more likely to see them down south, like people in fraternities. Those boys in fraternities.
Oh, the worst.
Shannon Ludwig says dapper. Okay. Melinda says bow ties are cool. I'm on board
Julie
with that.
thinks of the Reba McEntire song "Fancy." I don't know why.
I'm so fancy.
I don't think that's Reba.
That's not Reba?
I don't think
What?
so.
Here's your one chance, fancy. Don't let me down.
That's it.
There it
That's
is. You sure it's not? I'm so fancy?
Apparently,
I
Republicans are
would
known.
pay to hear Reba sing Iggy Azalea's I'm so
Yeah,
fancy.
I would too. Apparently, Republicans are known for wearing bow ties because Jennifer also said a Republican intern. She says that because she worked in a political office for many years.
Wow.
And so apparently the interns at the Republican
have
Party wear lots of bow ties.
Yeah.
What else?
Lastly, Stacey Coombs says, do you know Ken Rosenthal or Ernie Johnson? I know both of those people. Ernie Johnson from TNT Basketball, Ken Rosenthal, Fox Baseball. They are notorious for their bow ties, and they're also great at their jobs in general. And those two people, if you see them without a bow tie on, it's weird.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. I'm never going to be that guy. I'm never going to be the guy that's like, oh, my bow tie isn't on, I feel naked. I'm just not, that's not who I am.
And I want to make this perfectly clear. If you are someone who always wears a bow tie and that's your thing, I don't think that you think you're better than me. It's the people that on random occasions go, oh, it's a bow tie time. You know,
For all the money in the
Southern
world.
Southern preppies, as Erica said.
Yeah.
The Southern preppies think that they're better than everybody else. They're wearing their bow ties. They got their dumb shorts on that are too short.
It's a Southern thing, man. It
don't
is.
get
And
it.
I'm a Southern boy, but I've never got into the bow ties thing.
I don't like it. I don't like Southern boys.
You don't? Wow. Man, that stings.
I like you.
Yeah. I'm a Southern boy.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hey,
We got some things to work out.
I would say this. You know what? Regardless of if you think bow ties are not for everybody.
For all the money in the world, could you tie a bow tie around your neck?
Oh, Lord, no.
Couldn't do it.
I don't understand.
Have you ever worn one?
Yes, I have.
Not
But-
including tuxedo.
But only ones that are
Yeah, that's not what I meant. I meant an actual tie.
I have.
Yeah,
I have a couple of
Do you?
clip-ons, or I did at one point. And depending on the event, it was when I was going to weddings a lot. I would just kind
do
of
it for weren't your groomsmen all in bow ties?
They were all in bow ties.
And yeah, with suspenders.
Yep.
It was a good look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
But that's not.
That was back when Mumford was a big deal.
That's right. That is not, in my opinion, a real bow. A real bow tie is the full tie.
Yeah, I agree.
I've never, I've worn one of those one time. I already told you the story.
Would have no idea.
No way.
idea how to tie it.
It'd be a mess.
I feel to say, clip-on ties. Let's just.
Can we all clip it on?
Can we all clip it on? Like, quit looking down. Guys
Take
that
the
are
day
like,
off and clip on
I wear a
ties.
tie every day.
Yeah.
Quit looking down
This
at
is
us.
a double Windsor, half knot, virtual.
They are dumb. They are dumb. Let's just, if you're
Stop
going to
it.
wear a tie, just clip that sucker
Clip
on.
that
Call
sucker
it a day.
on. Call it a day. I love it.
Take the day
Take
off.
the day
though.
off.
Take the day off.
Take
Hey
it off.
guys, we did it. Another week. Can you believe it?
Another week in the books
the
already?
weekend is here.
I
The
thought
weekend
next
is
week would be September, but actually it's still August on
just
Monday.
for a day. It's
That's
just for a
wild.
day. It's
August is
August
really doing it.
31st. What can you do? We do want to hear from you. If you've signed up for Bramble Jam Plus, you have already seen some of the things, at least for the first week, and so you can answer those. But here's the question. It is, what type of trail mix eater are you? Are you the type of trail mix eater that pops a whole bunch in their mouth? Are you the type of trail mix eater that eats one at a time individually, doesn't eat what they don't like?
Wow. This is going to start some arguments.
It is going to start some arguments, and we're here for it. That's the way that you should start a week. We're going to be back next week. Leave the review. Join the Bramble Jam Plus. Holler at us on the social medias at Take the Day Pod. And we're going to be back next week. But until then, we're going to leave it with our good friend Chris Palaha with his Palaha coup. Everybody have a good week and take the week off. Take the day off.
Water flows below. The sun sets behind a mountain. These perfect moments. Have a great day.
Oh boy, it's time for that thing again.
What time is it?
It's time to tell you about Bramble Jam Plus.
Oh.
If you go to that World Wide website,
What?
you will get all of the things for so little money.
I open up Internet Explorer.
Internet Explorer. http://w.
Forward, back.
I think it's a back. I could be wrong.
Either way.
Dan and Brain are good boys. They keep us around.
We didn't finish the website domain, but you know it
It don't matter.
by now.
Bramble
Just
Jam
do anything.
has
It'll get
all
there.
the jams and jellies in one place that you would
Jelly
ever
of the
need.
Month Club.
Take it off.
The day, please. Leave the clothes off.